To graph piecewise functions, you will be making tables. So for the first equation, I make my table, and it says that I need to start with 2 and go to the left, kind of like that inequality is pointing to the left. So 2, if I go to the left, I would have 1 and 0. When I graph it, because there's no equal sign, this first dot will be open, and now I plug it in. Negative, parenthesis, plug in a 2. Negative 2. Plug in a 1, and then plug in a 0. I plot those points, 2 down 2, open dot, 1 down 1, dot, 0, 0, dot. I don't have to worry about the dots, only the first one is the one I need to watch out for. So there's my left side. That's that blue section. Then I have to do my second equation, x, y. I start with the number 2, but this time I go to the right, so I'll plug in a 3 and a 4 because of that inequality sign pointing to the right. It has the equal sign under it, so my first dot will be closed. I plug it in. Parenthesis 2 minus 2 squared is 0. Parenthesis 3 minus 2 squared is 1. Parenthesis 4 minus 2 squared equals 4. 2, 0, 3, 1, 4, 4. And it's making half of a parabola, so it should curve a little bit because of the squared. Example 2. First one, I make my table, x, y. I start with negative 3 and go to the left, negative 4, negative 5. Oops. Then I check my dot. It has the equals, so it's closed. And I plug it into its equation. Parenthesis, negative 3 plus 4 squared is 1. Negative 4 plus 4 squared is 0. Negative 5 plus 4 squared is 1. I'm going to plot those points. Left 3, up 1. Negative 4, 0. Up 1. It's making that U shape. If I follow my pattern, it should be right there. Now I do my second piece. X, Y. I'm going negative 3, but to the right this time, so negative 2, negative 1. Open dot, there's no equal sign. Negative 2, parenthesis, plug in a negative 3 minus 3. Negative 2, parenthesis, negative 2 minus 3 is 1. Negative 2, parenthesis, negative 1 minus 3 is negative 1. Negative 3, up 3, open dot. Negative 2, up 1. Negative 1, down 1. And it's going to continue making a line. Example 3. I make my table. It says to start with 0 and go to the left, so negative 1, negative 2. My dot is closed. I go to plug it in. Notice when I type it in, I type 4. There's nowhere to place that 0, so I push enter, 4. All of these will be 4s because there's nowhere to plug it in. 0, up 4, close dot, close dot, close dot. It's just going to continue going to the left. Second equation, x, y. I start at 0 but go to the right this time, so we're going to plug in a 1, 2, and it is an open dot, no equal sign. 4 minus parentheses 0 squared is 4. 4 minus 1 squared is 3. 4 minus 2 squared is 0. Let's see if it makes that U shape for me. 0 up 4, open dot. 1 up 3. Then I have 2, 0. So my parabola is curving down, which makes sense because it's a negative x squared. Example 4. X, y, I start with -2 and go to the left. -3, -4. Open dot. Plug it in. There's nowhere to put the x,